Ladies and gentlemen, greetings. You know, one thing I noticed about the People's National Party is that they are campaigning for the Jamaica Labour Party without even knowing it. You know, when I first heard Damian Crawford speaking, I thought he was a young, charismatic person who could also bring a lot of young people to be interested in the People's National Party. But when I listen to that young man, how he talks, ladies and gentlemen, he talks like somebody who you believe is intelligent and charismatic. But when you listen carefully as to what he is saying, you realize that, ladies and gentlemen, he doesn't have sense. I heard he called the Jamaica Labour Party's rural school bus system as Squid Games proposal. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a squid is a member of the octopus family. How many brains does an octopus have? An octopus have 9 brains, right? That means even octopus, ladies and gentlemen, a squid have more brains than Mr. Crawford. Because, ladies and gentlemen, when he have the audacity to be saying that the rural bus system, the rural school bus system is going to cost the Jamaica Labour Party the election, it's like saying the reduction in crime, the reduction in murders are going to cost the Jamaica Labour Party the election. Now, ladies and gentlemen, when persons don't know what to say, they say a lot of garbage. Now, how can a good thing, ladies and gentlemen, cost the Jamaica Labour Party the election? When you are proposing, ladies and gentlemen, an extension of the hours that the school teacher have to work, you are telling the school teacher, do not vote for the People's National Party because this is what they're going to do to you. Then he is saying that persons are misunderstanding what he's saying. He's saying that they're going to be compensated for those hours. Ladies and gentlemen, the school teachers have something already in place like that. It is called extra lessons, ladies and gentlemen. And let me tell you something, it can be very strenuous on the teachers to have those long hours spent in the classroom. When they spend all those hours in the classroom teaching children, what time would they have for their families? What time would they have for their families? You know, what I don't understand with some of these politicians, they are thinking selfishly because a lot of them, most of them are business people. So, ladies and gentlemen, they manage their time based on their preference. They manage their time based on their preference. Some of them are business owners, so they set their own time and they do work at their own pace. And whether they are in parliament or not, as a politician, as an MP or even a senator, they are still getting their pay every single month. And they are getting good pay. If you ever see Damian Crawford house that he lives in, where Damian Crawford go to eat dinner on Sundays and all of these stuff, are high-end restaurants, ladies and gentlemen. And so I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, while they are busy living luxurious life, the teachers are suffering. The school children are suffering, because when I consider the amount of money that they have to pay for bus fare, you know, I'm an adult, ladies and gentlemen, in my 40s, and when I look at the amount of money I pay for bus fare this morning, you know how much it cost me on a JUTC bus to leave from work to home this morning? It cost me 50 Jamaican dollars using their smart card. 50 Jamaican dollars it cost me. Now if I take a taxi home, it would cost me $150 because it's a short journey. $150. So can you imagine those children, ladies and gentlemen, who have to travel far? Some of them have to pay adult fare because the cost of buses and the taxis are not taking off fare for them. They are charging them full adult fare. So you find out that a lot of them miss classes a lot because they cannot afford the taxi fare every day to go to school. They can't afford the bus fare every day to go to school. So bringing in the rural school bus system is a very, very good thing. And ladies and gentlemen, on the contrary to what Damian Crawford is saying, it's not going to cost the Jamaica Labour Party anything because it's a good thing. As a matter of fact, it's going to cause the Jamaica Labour Party, ladies and gentlemen, to be the party of choice for the Jamaican people because they are implementing good things. The crimes are going down. The crimes are going down. The children are being transported to and from school in a very safe environment and a very safe transportation system. And ladies and gentlemen, development is happening in the country. People are getting goodies every time the budget read and all of those stuff. When I listen to the promises of the People's National Party, I realize that these people are not for the poor at all. You know, once upon a time I thought that the Jamaica Labour Party were for the rich. I thought it was for the rich. I thought it was the rich people that the Jamaica Labour Party was for. But when I look at what the Jamaica Labour Party is doing for the poor people of this country, I realize that they are doing what the People's National Party is not doing. Ladies and gentlemen, they are providing jobs. More jobs mean that people will have more money to spend. That means when you set up your little business, you don't have to worry if it's going to do very well, because if people are working, people are going to support your business because they're going to have money to come and shop at your business. I remember, ladies and gentlemen, when the People's National Party was in power, you used to have a lot of sellers and they would go out on the street from morning till night calling out to people to patronize them. And ladies and gentlemen, nothing was selling. Nothing was selling. And then the police were targeting them, taking away their goods and all of that. And many of them, when the police took away their goods, they don't get it back. They don't get it back because some of them are saying, some of them are too coward to challenge the decision of the police to seize their goods. So they don't go back for the goods because the policemen know that Jamaican people on a whole don't like the court. They don't like going to court. So if they seize their goods and they take it to the court, they are not going to come to reclaim it, ladies and gentlemen. So you find out that their goods left there over a period of time end up either become dry rot or end up have to give away. The government end up have to give them away. Why, ladies and gentlemen? Simply because people are afraid to come and reclaim their goods. Ladies and gentlemen, can you imagine you spending thousands of dollars investing in something and then only to get it seized by the police and you end up losing your investment, ladies and gentlemen? These are the things that the People's National Party do to poor people, the very people that they say they love. The People's National Party takes from the poor and gives to the rich. That's what they do, ladies and gentlemen. So I am saying all of this to say that based on what the PNP is doing right now, they are campaigning without even knowing it for the Jamaica Labour Party, because while they are busy criticizing the government for the good work that they are doing, the government, ladies and gentlemen, is busy putting in the infrastructures and right now the consumer confidence in this country is very high, ladies and gentlemen, because people believe that they can make it right here in Jamaica. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I love my country. I love Jamaica. And I can't see myself going anywhere else to work outside of Jamaica, ladies and gentlemen, because Jamaica is not unfriendly as far as where business is concerned. Jamaica has become a business-friendly place, so a lot of investors are coming here. Ladies and gentlemen, I thank you so much for listening.